One of the things that we need to really do is get an understanding of what the marriage covenant is, what the marital relationship is, because it is a relationship that supersedes all other human relationships, even that of parent and child. And I know that as a mother, that's something that a lot of mothers struggle with. I don't, because I've gone through some things. But I think that when God talks about a man having to leave his parents, his father and his mother, to cleave to his wife so that they can become one flesh, just my opinion and my experience, I think he's talking to the man, because most in-law, marital partner conflict is the mother-in-law with the daughter-in-law. I don't know. I've never been a father-in-law. I've never been a son-in-law, obviously, I hope. But from my personal experience, the problem in my marriage has been, or was, because my mother-in-law is now deceased and I throw no shade, but what was the problem in our relationship, one of them, was my relationship with her. It was never what I wished it could have been. And what I've come to understand as a mother myself is that it's not my husband's fault exactly that he couldn't separate himself from his mother, that when she made demands that he was trying to fulfill to satisfy her and finding himself in conflict with me, I now understand it. I understand it from the perspective of a mother with children, and I understand it from the perspective of a daughter who loves her mother. If someone made me choose between my mother and them, I would be conflicted. It would be hard for me to choose anybody over my mother. And I believe that my children love me similarly, so that if there was a true conflict and there was a need to choose between me and their spouses, they would be torn. And so I know that as a mother, I don't want them to go through that. I think that the onus is on the parents to allow the children to separate from them so that they can cleave to their spouse. And if that is done, then the man is empowered and free to become one flesh with his wife. The husband-wife relationship supersedes that of the parent-child relationship. And in order for a man to become one flesh in a covenant of marriage with his wife, he has to cleave to his wife. He has to leave his primary family relationships that existed before he married her and become one flesh with her. That is the first part of what makes a marriage covenant work.